Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Building Customer Engagement Success in B2B Commerce with Salesforce. Hope everyone is well and enjoying and healthy wherever they are. We'll start today's session with David Hewitt, Mid-Market Account Executive, South Africa at Salesforce. If you have any questions during the session, you will see a button at the bottom of your screen. There's a chat button, there's a Q&A button. Please do share those questions there. They will be addressed at the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining us today. David, over to you.
Many thanks, Admire. I'll get the slides up now. So good morning, everyone. As Admire said, my name is David Hewitt. I'm a Commercial Account Executive at Salesforce South Africa. You're all very welcome to our webinar today, which will focus on digital transformation in the B2B market segment. Just a quick note before we start to give a quick reminder that customers should base their purchasing decisions based on products and services that are currently available. So first of all, a big thank you for joining us today. We understand many businesses in South Africa have been going through challenging times recently, so we want to say a big thank you for taking the time to be with us. Since the beginning of 2020, South Africa has faced more than we ever could have imagined. But throughout that period, you've really shown us what resilience, inspiration, and innovation look like. We hope to make today a valuable use of your time, and your success is a priority for us. So the agenda for today is as follows. I will share an introduction to Salesforce for B2B, and my colleague Jan Asselin, our B2B expert, will develop further on this. We look at some customer success stories, and at the end, if we have time, we'll talk through some questions and answers. So as Admire mentioned, please use the Q&A function below, and any question is welcomed. So let's talk about accelerated digital transformation. What does that mean? Let's go back. Let's go back a slide or two. There we are. While this may be our first pandemic, this is not the first major digital transformation in our industry. And companies have always trusted Salesforce to lead them through major cloud computing shifts. We began in Cloud 1.0. It was the dawn of the internet. Google made everything and every company discoverable. Amazon emerged from being a bookseller to giving a company a marketplace. And Salesforce pioneered a business, technology, and philanthropy model that reimagined the way companies can connect with their consumers. Then came Cloud 2.0, an entirely new way for consumers to connect and engage through more powerful mobile devices and social networks, led by Apple and Facebook. Salesforce helped bring mobile and social to business, creating new ways to bring companies and customers together. And now we're in an entirely new era, Cloud 3.0, where your customers and your employees are everywhere, where you must make them successful from anywhere, where tools like Slack and Zoom are key to moving forward, where cloud infrastructure must be accessible in any geography. It's an exciting time with amazing technological advancements at our fingertips. Salesforce is your partner for Cloud 3.0, but it's no longer about technology alone. The pandemic has changed our world and changed the way we work and live. We are all functioning with new business operating models. Zooms are the new conference rooms. Kitchens are the new call centers. We attend events from our living rooms. It's not only an opportunity to find success from anywhere, it's an imperative. And this imperative requires customers to accelerate their efforts to build direct, trusted relationships with their customers and deliver success from anywhere. This challenge, of course, and those relationships are no longer in person, but are now digital. We are in a new work from anywhere world, which is accelerating the digital transformation. Every business, B2B or B2C, across every industry, needs to deliver connected digital experiences. Trust is now built through these experiences. Whether it's restaurants shifting to curbside pickup, everything from sports clothing retailers to real estate agents creating new virtual buying experiences, to car dealerships bringing the test drive to your front door. These are the new connections through which trust will be built or eroded. And finally, if we are going to find success from anywhere, then we must ensure an investment in all of our stakeholders, including customers, partners, and very importantly, employees. This all digital work from anywhere world will endure, continuing far beyond the pandemic. In fact, nearly 69% of people believe that the pandemic will permanently change the way we work. Now, having said all this, we understand that this idea of success from anywhere is hard. We are faced with many challenges. Across every industry, every business is facing massive disruption, and it's moving at a rapid pace. Many of you are struggling to meet your digital customers where they are. We're facing major issues of mistrust by our customers, including mistrust of data, security, and privacy. Your systems and data are disconnected, so we don't have a single source of truth of our customers. You're having to power a completely remote workforce for the first time and still working with legacy systems, lacking the tools you need to enable your employees. And unique to today, how will you reopen and adapt to changing regulations to ensure the health and safety of customers and employees? We know this isn't easy. We want to help you bridge this divide so you can move to digital quickly. We're seeing more customers accelerate their move to digital. And let's take a look how this digital transformation is happening across industries. The Customer 360 is the #1 CRM that connects customers, teams, and partners with conversations, apps, and data to power digital workflows for the new way to work. And with the recent acquisition of Slack, every department like sales, service, and marketing can create collaborative workflows around a single shared view of the customer, so that when work flows, customer success grows. And what's really powerful about the Customer 360 is that all of these market-leading applications are built on top of our trusted platform. It all starts with a single source of truth, your customer right in the center, which is the foundation of the Salesforce platform. This allows you to bring all of your customer data into one unified platform, creating a single view of each customer across all your touch points and internal departments. Be it sales, service, marketing, the entire organization has a shared view of your customer. Next is Einstein, AI platform. Your applications are smarter with intelligence, built from automation to AI, all with security and privacy of your business and your customers. Einstein is currently providing 93 billion predictions per day. And finally, tools are tools to build fantastic experiences across any channel. Everyone, from your CEO, CIO to your CMO, and all your employees are empowered to build smart apps and experiences. This all comes together with fast time to value, driven by our community of trailblazers. It is you who help drive our success. We would not be here today without you. I will now hand over to our B2B commerce expert, my colleague Jan Asselijn, to develop on this further.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much. So I'm very happy to be part of this panel review, presenting to you what is Salesforce point of view in terms of B2B sales transformation. And one of the key impact that we see is actually how the commerce solution can actually support B2B companies to transform the way they are engaging with customers and they are selling their products. If we go to the next slide, it's just actually the same slide that David just presented. So out of it, as you can see, I've highlighted the commerce piece because commerce solution at Salesforce is 100% part of the Salesforce Customer 360-degree platform that David just presented. Actually, we just need to consider it as a natural extension of your B2B CRM solution. But actually, it's a customer portal that gives you the possibility to sell and to serve your customers online. Next slide. Thank you, Phil. So just a few KPIs and a few interesting information that we observe on the market today. Okay, so first, based on McKinsey report, 75% of B2B transactions in the past year took place either remotely or through a commerce platform, through a portal platform, meaning that the huge majority of transactions are now going through a digital channel, but actually will not happen in a face-to-face classic interaction that we are used to have with our customers. Okay, so we see that a huge majority of the B2B decision makers today, they say that they are open to making new ways to connect with their customers and to provide new service. And based out of this trend, we understand why that actually customers of B2B companies are looking new ways to buy and to consume services and products from you. The other KPI that is really interesting is that a huge majority also of the business leaders just explained and said to, based on the latest Salesforce Commerce report that we did, actually all of them, they said that they have a conviction that what was seen as a nice to have is now a must have. So when the pandemic started, actually people were disconnected, worked from home, so there was no way to connect or to visit customers, and it was very difficult to maintain the level of business. And what happened is actually companies were looking new ways to serve the customers, as I explained, and I think a customer portal where customers can place orders by themselves was actually the right solution. So a huge majority now from our B2B companies' point of contact explain to Salesforce that actually they understand that now there is a shift. And again, what was nice to have became a must have. And also at the main time, B2B Commerce portal is becoming actually one of the top priority for companies to transform and to invest in order to make sure that you are always on top of your game and always making sure that you are listening to the trends and what your customers are expecting from you. So in the next slide, what is interesting to understand is that when we talk about a B2B commerce solution, companies that are going there are looking to impact multiple KPIs. So obviously the number one KPI that companies that invest in B2B commerce solution are looking for is actually to have an impact on the growth of the revenue and to protect the revenue of your company. Okay, so how come? Is because first of all, you are opening a new channel for selling. It's giving you the possibility to actually open new markets. It also gives you the opportunity to reach smaller customers that you cannot cover with your regular field sales team. And also because it's a very convenient way to actually interact and to buy product. So we also see an impact on the average value basket or average value of orders that you can receive through this digital channel. So this is exactly what we say, that it empowers your team to drive growth actually, because it helps them to focus on the highest value customers while you are serving smaller customers with a new convenient way to actually place orders and do business with you. The other impact is definitely delivering a connected customer experience, so you are giving a good service to your customer. As I said, the B2B Commerce platform from Salesforce is a natural extension of your CRM. So the same customer data that you have are available to your own customers. So they feel that they are identified, recognized. They see that they have a seamless experience with your company working through this channel. And because you have a connected customer experience, so they feel safe, they feel comfortable to do business. And also they appreciate the fact that they are not losing time and everything is very convenient. The other interesting thing is that, especially in those moments, is that you need to keep agile, you need to go fast and to adapt. And that's why the philosophy, and we will talk about it a little bit later, with the philosophy of the Salesforce solution for B2B commerce is to be ready out of the box, to be able to actually, for you to launch a solution in a very few weeks that will be up and running. So I talked about the KPI that will be impacted by having this kind of solution on the market for B2B companies. So I talked about growing the revenue, but also another impact that is very interesting is that actually we can protect your margin and reduce the cost of selling and serving. If you think about it, most of the selling processes implies a lot of manual processes because you need to put the order in your ERP. Some of the time you need to spend time to review the order, eventually you have some errors and everything. So having a commerce portal implies to have everything that is automatized. So meaning less manual time to process the orders, less errors because everything is integrated and everything is automatized. And ultimately, you are reducing the cost of selling. The cost per order that you will have will definitely have a reduction, meaning that you will increase your margin per selling. Next slide, please. So we are very lucky to have a solution with Salesforce B2B Commerce that has been identified by Forrester and also Gartner to be part of the leaders. Even Forrester considers Salesforce B2B Commerce to be the strongest solution on the market right now, in terms of vision, in terms of capacity to deliver, in terms of coverage functionality, in terms of number of customers that we have on the market. So this is something that is very, 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 very important for us to have this kind of recognition. And how come we are identified as a strong solution on the market? So if we go to the next slide, we can actually understand that the value that Salesforce can bring to B2B organization using B2B commerce is that, as I explained, we need to give you the fast way to be up and running with this solution, leveraging all your data model that you already have with your Salesforce CRM, if you're already using Salesforce CRM. And how does it work? So out of the box, Salesforce gives B2B companies the ability to leverage out-of-the-box templates that are already up and running. So meaning that you already have a selection of different kind of templates to build your customer experience, okay? And then have a few customization if you decide actually to go very fast and to use what is already available out of the box. Obviously, you have also an option to go with the pixel perfect approach with having a very high design based on your company's logo and look and feel and everything. That will probably require a little bit more time in terms of design, but you can always leverage what already exists and then customize whatever you can. The other element is that all the B2B commerce components are already ready out of the box. So there is a lot of configuration that are available. It's only clicks, no codes. So that's the philosophy of Salesforce, giving you the ability to actually build your own solution by yourself and having the lowest need to develop anything out of the platform. Because again, we really believe that it's very important for you to be agile and to be able to adapt to the market and to any change. And the best way with using Salesforce is actually to receive all the updates automatically because it's a cloud solution. So, I mean, you will not be stuck with any development that you will do because actually you will leverage all the standard functionality that exists. Out of the box, Salesforce is providing something that is really, really important, and David talked about it. It's the artificial intelligence engine from Salesforce that we call Einstein, that is also part of the commerce solution. And this is something that is really important. Why? Because, I mean, out of the box, you will have your solution that will be able to suggest for your customers some product recommendation, what is the next best action, the next best product. If you start like you have in a B2C commerce experience as a consumer, I mean, you start typing search. Okay, sorry that you have problem for connection. So I hope it's recorded, so maybe you will see that a little bit later. But so the idea is that with the Einstein recommendation, so even the search bar is dynamic, so you can start typing a product. And this is important. Why? Because even your B2B buyers are expecting to have the level of granularity and experience that they have as a consumer. So this is exactly what you are expecting from this kind of solution, is like to have something that is easy and simple to interact with, because ultimately what your customers are expecting from you as a company is to be easy to do business with. Okay, so they really want something that is convenient And if they want to place an order, even for a B2B experience, they want it to be as simple as it is to buy on Amazon, for example. Okay. Of course, everything that we do at Salesforce is mobile first. So it's not only responsive, but we are able to provide a mobile app and to help you actually to design the perfect mobile application, because actually even in a B2B buying process, now your customers can buy from anywhere and at any time and from any device. So you need to adapt. Okay, you need to make yourself available for your customers, and you need to speak to them their own language and to be available anytime for them if they want to place an order to you. If we want to go a little bit into the detail technically, it will not be too much complicated. So don't worry. But how does it work? Okay, so first of all, you need to understand how Salesforce B2B Commerce work out of the Salesforce 360 platform that we already have. So if we go from the bottom to up, so from the bottom, first of all, B2B Commerce will definitely needs to be integrated with your other solutions, especially your ERP or your supply chain solutions. And I mean, you will have to manage the stocks, deliveries and everything. So this is something that Salesforce is not doing, but because we are API first, and we do have an accelerator for integration with like a main ERP solution on the market, like SAP, for example. So we can definitely connect with those ERP to create a seamless experience for your customers and making sure that on your operations level, there is no bad impact. Also, because we are aware that, I mean, Salesforce needs to connect with multiple kind of systems. So we also have a fantastic solution called MuleSoft that can help you to actually manage your API integration with multiple systems. This is pretty fantastic. Then the second topic is the data model. Okay, so we are going to leverage what already exists in Salesforce CRM platform. So the data model where you put, I mean, how you build your object, how you build your customer profiles and everything. So this is something that is already in your Salesforce CRM for any solution that you may use from Salesforce, whether it's Sales Cloud or Service Cloud or Community. Is going to be the same thing that we are going to reuse again. Okay, then we have the capacity of the platform, helping you actually to build your own processes and workflows with what we call the flow builder. So again, it's a few clicks, no codes. So that's the experience. So I mean, those first 3 layers are part of any Salesforce solution that you can use. And on top of it, we have what we call the Experience Cloud, or you can call it Community Cloud also. But what is it? What it is? This is the place where you are building the, let's say, the front office in front of your customer. So this is where you build your pixel perfect customer experience using a customer portal. Okay, so this is where you are going to work on the branding. This is where you are going to work on the authentication options, how you want your customers actually to log into the system. So how does it, what kind of information that you want to push over there? If you want to push the capacity to actually open a case or review information or promotions that you want to have, if you want to have a loyalty program that you can expose on that. So this is something that you will do in this layer of Experience Cloud. And ultimately, the B2B storefront is actually the place where you will have all the dedicated functionality for a commerce experience. So meaning building your product package, building your payments option, whether it's bank transfer, it's a corporate credit card that you want to use and anything. So you are building a specific layout. You can have multiple currencies, multiple languages. You can build different kind of experience based on your user profiles. And this is the place where you are going to do it. So I'm gonna stop there, but the main idea is to tell you that using Salesforce B2B Commerce, you will have access of all those layers of capacity to customize your experience only in a few clicks, very easily, and reusing all the objects that you're already using with Salesforce if you already working with us. Again, just to emphasize that I mean, I like to say that Salesforce is a great solution for lazy people, okay? Because everything is ready out of the box. So we really want you to save a lot of time and to focus your efforts on actually developing your business rather than maintaining your IT solution. So that's the idea. Once again, B2B Commerce solution will give you everything that you need out of the box to build your own commerce portal without the need of anything else. Okay, so that's the idea. And again, you will benefit from 3 times a year automatic updates that will be available to you with all the innovations and new functionality that will be available for all of our customers at the same time. Let's have a look now with a few customer stories that we have. But before going into the customer story, let's have a look at the different kind of industries that are most relevant in having this kind of B2B commerce solution. So in the next slide, the idea is to share with you what are the main industries that we see that are actually focusing on B2B commerce because it makes a lot of sense for them. So the number one industry is definitely manufacturing. Whether you are a process manufacturing or a discrete manufacturing company, I mean, we observe that there is a tremendous shift to actually sell online to your customers that actually want to reorder from you or request a quote from you. They want to browse the product catalog and actually they want to interact with you. Okay, so that's huge. We are lucky to have a lot of customers, some nice logos that you see there. So we are putting nice logos not to show off, but actually to emphasize on the fact that big companies like Audi or Coca-Cola are using the platform that any other smaller company can use because everybody is working on the same exact version of the product. So what those companies can do, you can do it also on your side. The second industry that has a huge impact on B2B commerce, actually leveraging it for their business, is definitely consumer good. Consumer good, we are in the business of a huge amount of orders with a small margin, a lot of repeated orders, reordering all the time. Most of the time, it's the same kind of orders that you have. So the main challenges that those companies have on the market with consumer good is how can I reduce the cost of selling and the cost of serving my customers, giving them something that is really practical, something that is really convenient to place orders from me. And that's the idea. So big companies like Coca-Cola, definitely, and we'll talk about them a little bit later, but we have some companies also in Africa in consumer good industry working with us. So that has really a huge impact. And I mean, we see that there is a huge shift also in those kind of companies working with a B2B commerce portal. And then we have other industries that also are definitely onboarding on the train for B2B commerce solution. So in the healthcare industry, like medical device, or in the high-tech companies in software or hardware, those companies understand that they can definitely shift and increase the productivity of their sales team by offering a self-service portal for smaller customers or repeating ordering customers that the less request to have a one-to-one interaction with them. So, but at the same time, you want to serve them and make it convenient for them to buy from you. So that's definitely the idea here. Okay, so how can I grow sales, reduce the cost of selling? So those companies and those industries, actually, they understand that in their industry, it's very, very relevant and very convenient for them to go there. I would like to tell you a customer story about Kellogg's. So you know this big cornflakes company, everybody knows about it. So if we switch to the next slide. So Kellogg's, it's an amazing story. Okay, it's a huge consumer good company, global company working with Salesforce since a long time. And I mean, at a certain point of time, Kellogg's was looking for a way to better engage with smaller retail point of sale. Okay, and the best way for them to do that is to try to find something that is really customized with a lot of product recommendation from the retail stores based on what is their geography, where they are based, what kind of customers they are serving, and everything. And actually, they needed to have a system with a lot of intelligence capacities to actually have smart recommendation for those point of sales. That's why they decided to actually invest in Salesforce B2B Commerce, because they saw that with Einstein capacity, we had the opportunity to give them the product recommendation that they were looking for, and giving the possibility for Kelloggs to grow at scale and to go in smaller point of sales, which is less their natural targets for them, but actually to have product recommendation for smaller point of sales, using actually a platform that is doing the job by themselves because of the smart calculation that is done based on all the data that we gather with Kelloggs. And actually the rollout was amazing. We're starting in America, and the first country to be deployed was in Brazil, and then it was North America. So it's a fantastic story of how a global company that is usually working with big customers and receiving incoming orders from customers is now pushing actually a recommendation for smaller point of sale, and this is what we call reaching the long tail of customers. The other story that I can say is actually so we're gonna cross the Atlantic from the US to Germany and Europe. I would like to share with you an interesting story about SolarWatt. SolarWatt is a German company that is selling and doing installation of solar panels. And it's an amazing company because actually they are very leader in the market. It's not only a green company with good values, it's also a very successful company that is recognized as a leader. And I mean, despite the success that they are having, they had a lot of business challenges. Okay, and one of the business challenges they have is that they had a lot of manual processes, and every order that they were taking was implying to have a lot of manual process to actually put the order into the ERP, which is SAP, and actually this job was done by the inside sales team. So I mean, instead of selling and developing new businesses, those guys were actually putting a lot of time and effort by actually getting the orders from the customers and putting it in the system. And SolarWatt was looking for a way to actually automatize this process to make it more convenient, and at the same time giving new way for their customers to place orders for them, and not only to buy the product, but also to set the time and to select the date when they want to have the solar panels to be installed. So it was like they were looking for a full service approach. So they were decided to take Commerce Cloud B2B from Salesforce to do that. And I mean, the impact was huge. First of all, there was a good communication from SolarWatt to their market to actually onboard their customers to use the customer portal. And what we observe is that 50% of the orders that are placed now from SolarWatt is done on the portal. And because it's done on the portal, so the process is most of it automatized, meaning that we are reducing dramatically the manual processes of it. And we saw 30% of time saving for the sales reps and the inside sales team to actually do more valuable tasks and actually develop the business more than just taking orders by themselves. So it's an amazing story, and I really love it because, I mean, we saw the impact of it on SolarWatt. Despite their success, they wanted to accelerate their success. They wanted to open new markets, but they felt that they were not able to scale because of the way that they were working today was not automatized. And at the same time, they understood that there was a way to serve their customers maybe even better than the way that they did, and at the same time to help their internal team to be more efficient. Last but not least, we are lucky to have fantastic customers around the globe. Okay, of course, if we talk about nice brand like Coca-Cola, this is amazing for us to have this kind of customer that trusts Salesforce platform to build their B2B commerce strategy. I would like to start to present the way that Coca-Cola, the results of Coca-Cola working with B2B commerce was, as I explained a little bit earlier, was very impactful on 2 KPIs. So the first one was to reducing the cost of selling. So what they call the cost of interaction. So this is how they call it at Coca-Cola, but basically they reduced it by 85%. So because they provided a B2B commerce portal for their customers that was very efficient, well designed, and well integrating with the other system that they had, everything was automatized. So there was definitely a huge impact on the cost of selling. And at the same time, we saw an impact on the average order value because of the product recommendation, because of the easiness of doing and placing orders. So actually 15% of growing the revenue out of the platform. So if you want to click Philip, so we have a few things will go. So on the left, what you can see is that before B2B commerce, a traditional way of consumer good companies like Coca-Cola were actually addressing their market was based on the direct sales team capacity to actually cover, and obviously they have a limited way to address their businesses and their customers. So what we call the long tail of customers, or the smaller customers with lowest value in terms of potential, were not really fully addressed. Okay, so the direct sales team had a limited capacity, so they addressed only a portion of the business. And the impact of that is that they had a very high average cost of selling, and they didn't cover all the full potential of the market. After B2B commerce, the impact was actually you can go all over, Philip. Thank you very much. So opening a self-service portal for their customers, Coca-Cola was not only able to sell online, but they were also able to give their customers the capacity to actually open customer case, check their loyalty status, placing orders directly on it, and at the same time helping the direct sales team to focus on other customers with higher value. So the market was much more well covered, and it was complementary. Okay, it was in addition to, so there was no overlap over there. And because of that, everybody felt the success of having this kind of strategy on the market, because better coverage, lowering cost of selling, increasing revenue. So, definitely Coca-Cola is a great experience, but you can replace the Coca-Cola logo by your own. And I'm sure that you can figure out that it can apply, and you can have the same kind of impact on your own business. So I think we are reaching the end of this presentation. So I don't know if there is any Q&A, but let's check.
So I think there's a couple of questions that have come in while you were speaking there, Jan. So first of all, I didn't get a chance to introduce myself at the start of the presentation. So thank you all for joining. My name is Philip Sharp. So I'm head of our commercial business unit for Salesforce in Africa. So there are 2 questions have come in. Jan, there's one regarding the cell phone application, which maybe you might answer in a second. It probably falls more within your remit. But then there was a second question with regards partnering together. So the question is, you'd like to know if we could partner with you to offer e-commerce at local government entities. So I guess the first part of that question is do we sell to local government entities? Yes, absolutely. Those are potential customers of ours. When it comes to partnering together, it really would depend on what capacity. But one thing I will say is that we do have a number of Salesforce partners in the region, and this is something that we have a process around. So there's a process for becoming a registered Salesforce partner, whereby we work with you
to go to customers, right? So that process is available, and we can absolutely share it. And if you would like to go through that, then we'd be more than open to working with you. Is the short answer to that one. Maybe Jan, if you're able to answer that question regarding the cell phone app.
So yeah, of course. So first of all, you don't have to build your own mobile app. Okay, so I mean, you need to understand that using Salesforce is mobile first, so you can use your browser on your mobile phone and it will work perfectly the same way that it does on a desktop. So obviously, if you want to have additional functionalities like geolocalization or push notification, this kind of stuff, then definitely you can have your own mobile app. Salesforce has a product solution called Mobile Publisher that can actually very easily help you to actually transform your B2B commerce portal into an app that you will find on the iStore or the Android App Exchange. So that's the idea. The idea is that if you are using, so we do have a technology to help you to build your own mobile application. Of course, it depends on the way that you want to have it. So some of companies doesn't need to have an app, but if you want to have one, it's really easy to do it. And if you do it using Mobile Publisher, actually, so every update that you do, every change that you do on your commerce portal will be reflected automatically on the app also. So there is a way, again, lazy people. So we want to make your life simple. So that's the idea of that.
Thanks, Jan. And then there's a question regarding the costing model. So maybe if I would just take that one for the, I guess David opened up with the general Salesforce suite of products, and then Jan obviously talked specifically about B2B commerce. So firstly, when it comes to the general suite of Salesforce products, it can depend, but certainly for things like our sales and service solution, typically the way that we cost this is on a per user basis. And then that per user costing is available on our website, which you can go and take a look at. And of course, as we work with a potential customer and we understand their business needs, we'll create a commercial or pricing model that is fit for them, and also leverages, say, economy of scale as they increase the volume of users. Maybe Jan, if you'd like to touch on the what this looks like for B2B.
Yeah, for B2B, this is pretty straightforward. Okay, there are two KPIs or two datas that we are looking to actually build the right pricing for you for B2B commerce. So the first one is the volume of orders that will be placed on the platform over a period of time. So let's imagine that you have a contract for 4 or 5 years with Salesforce. So we can try to simulate with you what would be the volume of orders that will be placed per year. And then you will have a cost per order that will be included into the license cost. The other component will be actually how your customers will connect to the portal. Okay. So once, I mean, we need to know, so there is like a login fees. So you will have the capacity actually to count how many logins or how many customers will need to have access. So there will be a small fee for connections to the portal that will be defined in advance, and you will have the capacity. So two components. We don't care about how much money or what will be the revenue that you will do, what is the size of the orders that you will have on the platform. We will just look at the volume of transactions or the volume of orders that you will have, and how many people will have access to the portal. So to make it simple, that's it. This is the most important KPIs that are interesting.
Perfect. And just there's a couple more questions in there. So one is how big should the business be? Maybe Jan, you'll take that one. But then the second one is yeah. Go ahead, Jan. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, there is no size. I mean, Salesforce is used to work with startups. Okay, starting from scratch with zero business. So I mean, the idea is that a lot of startups are companies or starting companies are choosing Salesforce because they want to scale and to grow with the company along the way. So we know how to build. There is no minimum cost. So we can start with very low amount of. And again, for B2B commerce, it depends on the volume of transactions. So If you are a smaller company with the lowest volume of business, so definitely the cost of the license would be the cost of subscription, sorry, would be much more lower. So there is no minimum. Of course, we just need to define if the use case is right for you. I mean, if it makes sense, if it will bring value. As long as it will bring value, depending on your size, I mean, then we will see if it's relevant or not to invest in this kind of platform. I saw there is another question about, can it work for B2C? So actually, Salesforce, we have two solutions. So we have two solutions for e-commerce. So we have a B2C commerce solution that is definitely targeting retailers, fashion companies, cosmetic companies. We have more than 6,000 e-commerce websites running on Salesforce already for B2C. And then we have the B2B. So the two solutions are a bit different because the logic of orders, the logic of building a product catalog, the logic of payments option and everything are a bit different. Even if it's called commerce, the logic is a bit different. We see sometimes that some consumer good companies or manufacturing companies, they want to go direct to consumer. So they want to, so the core of their business remains B2B, but they want to build a scenario where they can also address B2C, direct consumer. So we need to check the use case if we can build a B2C experience on top of the B2B commerce platform. This is not what we recommend at first, but sometime it can work also. So we need to define it and to work on that together.
Thanks, Jan. I don't see any more questions, but I also think we are up on time, so that aligned perfectly. So I think first thing I would say is we really do appreciate everybody joining and engaging in the questions and staying on the sessions. We very much hope you found it useful and you found it engaging. And then the final point I would say is we look forward to picking up a conversation with you, either about Salesforce or specifically B2B commerce going forward. So we would encourage you, if you do have any follow-on questions, to get in touch. So what we will do is through Admire, we'll share our contact details with you. If you'd like to get in touch with one of us specifically, then we'd be happy to continue that conversation from there. But for now, we'll just say thank you for joining and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Great. A big thank you to the Salesforce team for today's webinar, and just a bit more around about what Salesforce does. Salesforce is a customer relationship management solution that brings companies and customers together. It's one integrated CRM platform that gives all your departments, including marketing, sales, commerce, and service, a single shared view of every customer. So thank you so much to Jan. Thank you to Philip for making this event a success. Thank you so much for attending, everyone. Good day.